It's an important day in politics. You know, in Iowa, Mitt Romney won by only 8 points. Today, he is the front runner in New Hampshire as they head to the polls. Now, this thief just walked in these doors around 10 a.m. yesterday morning and walked out with the doctor's keys. He then drove the doctor's car, a Jeep, off. Only problem is that Jeep is also an emergency vehicle equipped with lights, sirens, and a police radio. Or the nomination, the party nomination for that matter. But no one has thrown in the towel yet. As for Mitt Romney, his big win was not a surprise. The heavy winds also wreaked havoc across the island, downing hundreds of trees and littering the streets and yards with debris. Well, Ciati's camp wouldn't identify the worker who got fired, but I have just learned that his name is Vincent Prisco of Valley Stream. Every year, this massive solar farm will harness enough of the sun's energy to power up 4,500 homes here on Long Island. Elisa, this is Bernie, one of the many beautiful dogs available for adoption at the Southampton Animal Shelter Foundation. With me now is Ed. Ed, talk to me about these, Bernie, and about some of these other dogs.
Jill Conway at the Hicksville station right now, where she caught up with some frustrated riders. Jill.
I did indeed, Colleen. Well, the LIRR can't blame it on weather problems tonight, that's for sure. And commuters we spoke with are so aggravated because they just don't understand why this keeps happening.
Another day, another delay. It's horrible.
Frustration mounts as commuting by train these days gets tougher and tougher. Another delay tonight for the LIRR on all branches except the Port Washington line. Passengers stuck on trains for over 45 minutes.
They kept updating us that there was a switch failure, but I mean, the cabin I was with didn't even have air.
The LIRR says another switching problem caused the headache, but some commuters tonight aren't buying it.
It's always something. It's always switch problems, whether it is or isn't, I'm not really sure, but it's frustrating.
Especially after the lightning strike 2 weeks ago. Many commuters say the delays are becoming the norm, not the exception.
It's just more often than not, and it's just, you know, when you want to get home, you had a busy day, you don't want to hear this at the end of the day, and there's just no reason for it, so I don't understand.
Larry Rubenstein of the LIRR Commuter Council says tonight's delays are inexcusable and worries about what the winter weather will bring.
This isn't even the bad weather. We're in sunny 80-degree weather with 30 to 45-minute delays. What are the switch problems? Why is it happening? And there's got to be, unfortunately, it's all an internal probe. And now that the Attorney General from New York is getting into it, we welcome that we will find out what's going on.
LIRR says the signal problem has been fixed, and at this point, most trains are running on or close. In Hicksville, I'm Jill Conway, News 12 Long Island.
News 12 Long Island's Jill Conway live outside the doctor's office right now. Jill.
That's right, Elizabeth. We're outside Dr. John Zazzo's office on Merrick Avenue in East Meadow, where it all happened around 10 o'clock yesterday morning, and they caught this guy on tape. Take a look. The thief walked into the office behind a patient and made his way around the office undetected. Police say he then swiped a woman's purse and headed into the doctor's private office, where he took the doctor's keys out of a jacket pocket. Now this guy allegedly then drove off in the doctor's car, which is also an emergency vehicle with lights, sirens, and a police radio.
They have this car now on the road with red lights and sirens that could be misconstrued as a police vehicle, and people have to be careful.
Now, the doctor says no prescription drugs or prescription pads were stolen, and anyone who recognizes this guy is asked to call Nassau Crime Stoppers. The number 1-800-244-TIPS. And we're live in East Meadow. I'm Jill Conway, News 12 Long Island. Elizabeth and Carol.
News 12 Long Island's Jill Conway spoke with the teen's heartbroken friends and family.
The grandmother sobbed uncontrollably the minute she opened the front door of the family's Bethpage home to me. She spoke only Russian, yet her tears translated the deep, raw pain of losing her beloved grandson. Alexander Safronov, just 15 years old, was killed yesterday in a tragic skateboarding accident. Police say he and a friend were riding their skateboards on the shoulder of South Oyster Bay Road when a driver hit them. Cops say Alexander fell to the ground and hit his head. The other boy broke his ankle.
It's very hard to say. We're all sitting in a room and trying to hug and cry together.
Galina and Sergei Petroniak are close family friends who watched Alexander and his younger brother grow up. To his family and friends, Sasha, as they called him, was everything.
He was a very good student in the school. He was very good for grandparents, and he helped his grandpa everything.
Still in shock, Sasha's mother didn't want to talk on camera, but tells me it feels like only yesterday when they moved here from Russia, when Sasha was just 4 years old. Like so many teenagers, Alexander loves skateboarding. His mom said he would spend countless hours out here on the street in front of his house practicing his moves. But she says, like so many teenagers, he refused to wear a helmet.
He seemed like a really good guy. It's sad.
Fellow classmates at Bethpage High School, where Sasha was a 10th grader, say grief counselors are helping his friends deal with his death as his family begins to make funeral arrangements. In Bethpage, Jill Conway, News 12 Long Island.